Hi guys. Wait, this mic that I use, hope it's not gonna cause problem.
Why?
Because I'm holding it. Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to the channel. So good to see you here. And so as requested, this is the step-by-step process of how we bought our house in the UK within 2 years. Okay, I'm not gonna stop saying that. Within 2 years, so we're going to go into everything, the detail, step by step. And also, if you have any other questions afterwards regarding like buying a house, leave in the comments below, and if I can make a video about it, I'm going to do that. So without further ado,
let's get into it.
Let's get right into it.
Okay, so when we started, we decided that we wanted to save up for a house, and then obviously need to decide before you start planning for it. We decided to set aside money every month to save up towards the house.
So first stage obviously is like planning, right? And then we also determined the price of house that we wanted. Like we had an idea because we have people around us that have mortgages. So and then we had done like some soft searches here and there just to see what the prices are like. And we knew what the prices of houses were, and we knew what we wanted as the price of house. And we also knew the type of house we wanted. And by type I mean how many rooms do we want? Also, do we want a terraced home? I don't like terraced houses. I don't like to be in the middle and you don't have like on your left and your right you are joined with somebody. So it was either gonna be a detached or a semi-detached home for us. We knew. So you need to know what you want before you even start. So after we determined that, like I said, we started saving for it. We started saving up money for it.
So the government's the stamp duty when you are purchasing a house. So that's like a percentage payments that you pay. But for first-time buyers, if your house value is below £450,000, you don't pay stamp duty.
So that also let us. So when we're also trying to get a house, we just knew that the house we'll get would not be more than $450 because we don't want to pay stamp duty on our first purchase. So if you go above that threshold, you're definitely gonna have to pay stamp duty. So after that, we started searching for houses. So what we did, two things. First, we searched on like your regular sites like Rightmove, Zoopla, and then we searched on developer sites. So what happened was sometimes when we go out, we'll see some new housing, we'll take a picture of the name of the developer, and then we'll go to their website and search like properties they have. And then when we start doing that, we start seeing more and more developers, and before you knew it, we got acquainted with like a lot of housing developers, and we'll check their houses, check their areas. That was it. And then we started booking viewings.
So we specifically wanted a new build. We didn't want somewhere that was old. So that's you can consider that in your planning as well. But since we wanted a new build, it was mostly the developer sites that we were searching and signing up for. So
and then also I'll put this website down. I think it's New Homes for Sale or something. There's a website where you can get like new houses. We even set up an alert. So whenever they posted like new builds, we could easily just check it and find or look at the houses. So after we did that, next was viewings. So we started viewing houses. We went to view our first house. I think it was in Luton. The house was nice, but it was on an express, like it was on a highway. It was close to a highway. And when I just got there, I was like, I'm not really comfortable with the house being this close to the highway, because for us, it's about like maybe starting a family there, and you also have to think about, is this place going to be comfortable for your lifestyle? So we started viewing houses, started signing up on different like viewing pages, submitting our profiles. One of the things I loved about viewing the houses is that it just gets you excited. You begin to think, oh my god, oh wow, this is possible, we can actually achieve this. But before we started doing the viewings, we already had savings. We had money that we knew that was almost at the, like we had almost hit the target for what we were trying to save. So we had that before we started viewing houses.
After some viewings, we decided to start speaking with some mortgage advisors. So in the UK, there are a lot of free mortgage advisors. Some developers have their advisors they work with that they'll refer you to, but you're free to speak to anyone you want to. It's
also important to say that you should have an independent mortgage advisor. So what that means is they will look for as many rates as possible across the UK. They won't just be showing you just like 3 banks. Do you get? Because some of them are tied to certain banks. I mean, they must show you those bank mortgages, even though the interest rate and everything is not the best, because they are not independent. So ensure that they are an independent mortgage advisor or a mortgage broker. So we start having those conversations just to see how much can we borrow,
yeah,
are we even eligible
exactly.
to borrow money. So they will tell you all of these things. And there's something to mention here, something called loan to value ratio, your LTV. So LTV means like how much you can take out and how much deposit you need. So if you hear that the house is 90% LTV, it means you need to have 10% deposit, and then the bank will give you 90% loan on your mortgage. If you hear 80% LTV, it means you need to have 20% deposit of the price of the house, and then the bank will lend you 80%. And something to mention here is the higher your deposit, the more likely it is you'll get better interest rates.
Yeah, the lower the interest
yes
rate.
Because it means you own more of the house, and so the bank is not taking so much risk with you. Imagine you only have 5% and you're taking out a 95% loan from the bank. They're taking a risk with you, and you're going to put that interest up. So that's just something to note. And there's something to also mention here regarding like me being on a visa, is the fact that one of the downsides of being on a visa when applying for mortgages is that you would also get high rates, and that's because you're not settled in the UK. If I were living here like permanently, then definitely there's no like that risk is not there, because there's still a risk that, okay, what if I'm not able to renew my visa, what happens to the property? So the interest rates tend to be slightly higher when you're on a visa than when you're like fully settled in the UK.
So some lenders would not even
they won't give you. Yes, we had some lenders that said they can't, like, we're not eligible. Just because I'm on a visa, they're like, you're not eligible. But obviously there are more and more, people that move to the UK and they actually buy houses. So mortgage lenders exist that give to immigrants, but then there are some that will tell you straight out, no, they're not taking that risk. So it's worth doing your research to find the right ones for your situation. So next thing, after all the viewings, we finally found our home. We found a place that ticked all the boxes for us. For us, we wanted a place that was close to London, that had like direct trains to London and under an hour. We found the place. Immediately we arrived here, like where we are currently, we just looked at each other, we were like, yeah, this is it. Because there was something about the environment. It was serene, it was calm. We just felt this sense of peace, and we just felt like
we felt at home.
We felt at home. We felt like, we can see ourselves actually building from this place. So we found our home, and then what we had to do was to reserve the home. So reserving the home means you're putting down money on the house so they don't give it to any other person, meaning you've claimed your interest on that house. So we had to pay a reservation fee of £500. And that money counted towards the overall price of the house. So meaning when we progressed with the mortgage and everything, it was going to add into the cost. So it wasn't like a separate cost. It was part of the cost of the home. So we paid the reservation fee, and then we decided to get a mortgage in principle. Agreement in principle.
Agreement in principle.
Do you want to share what that is?
So that's basically an offer that the mortgage lender would give you, and then you can decide whether you want to go with that or not. Mortgages, usually some mortgages come with a price.
Mortgage, what's it called? Mortgage fees.
It's not mortgage fee.
Is what? Product fee. Product fee. So when you're trying to, it's so crazy. That's something that we did not factor in. This is also part of the cost. Oh, we're going to have a separate video that's going to talk about the detailed cost of buying your first house in the UK. But something to definitely have in mind is mortgage fees. So when you're trying to, product fee. When you're trying to take out a mortgage, some of the mortgages have product fee, meaning for them to loan you this money and help you do all the processing, that is the bank end of things, you're gonna pay the bank money. But some of them also have cash back. The one we're on had a product fee, but we also had about £250 cash back, meaning when we completed the whole process, they sent us back £250. So when we started looking at the agreement in principle, finally found the one that was okay. We liked the offer, and we decided to proceed. So we told our mortgage advisor to proceed with getting us the mortgage. And then the journey began. Oh yeah, tell them.
The back and forth with the lawyers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's a lot of documents you need to sign. There's a lot of information that they'll ask you for bank statements, for your history. So they ask for your full credit report. And you guys, I've never had a more invasive financial search in my life. I kept telling Jason, I said, what's left for them to open everything and look inside? See, they will look at everything. They'll ask you, this money that's entering your account here,
why is this money here? Who is this person you are paying? Where is this money going here? They would also ask you if you have other income sources. They will also ask you if you got money for your mortgage from family and friends. Like, they really want to know your entire financial situation, and it's very invasive. I can't even explain. It felt like I was naked.
Yeah.
I knew it was bad.
And and even after all of that, sometimes they'll go ahead and do an anti-money laundering check.
After we reserved the home, we had 2 anti-money laundering checks.
One was from the lawyer, and then one was from the
home.
Yeah, the most.
So when we reserved,
one is from the developer.
Yes, when we reserved the home, it was even that day. When we reserved the home, they sent us anti-money laundering form for us to feel that we're not money launderers.
Yeah,
we did that, and then that's with the developers, and then with the mortgage advisor. Like when we're trying to go with the bank we went with, they also did their own money laundering checks to just be sure that we don't have any history of money laundering or criminal activities with money. Bro, all I can just tell you is that it is very invasive. And then afterwards, you were talking about lawyer. We didn't talk about how we get the lawyers. So after we got to that stage, then we had to get lawyers involved. Exactly. So you get a solicitor to help you with the entire process of buying a house in the UK. The estate developers, they have their own lawyers, and then you're also free to get your own external lawyer. But for us, we decided to just go with the lawyer that they had because the lawyer is already familiar with this environment and familiar with all the new builds that he had here. So we went with the lawyer, and we had to pay fees to the lawyer. Once again, I'm going to do a detailed video of the cost, because that one is a whole video of the cost of buying a house. So we had to pay the lawyer or solicitor, and solicitor helped us in the process. So at that point, it now became a copy everybody in the email. So you have the lawyer, you have the mortgage advisors, and you have the estate developers, and then us. So we're 4 of us like this, constantly going through back and forth with documents and emails. And then also even like our selections, there's some things we selected for the house that when they sent us the final documentation of everything we selected, we were like, no, we want to change this, we want to change that. And then the lawyers had to step in, and we had to do back and forth and change it. So you start doing all of those checks and documentations. So when the lawyers come into the picture, they have to do a couple surveys and documentations. So there's land registry, they have to register your property. There's also valuation. Someone from the bank will come to valuate the property, like the price that they say this house is this house actually up to that price before they give you that money, before they give you that loan, because it's a big loan. So they will do that. What else again?
And then there's some other
surveyor. There's also survey,
energy permits and stuff. And
so many things. Just in the video about cost, I'm going to detail that because it's a lot. So the lawyers help you do all of these things, which you actually pay for. And then once all of that is done and all the checks are complete, next thing is the exchange of contracts. Do you want to shed light on that?
So exchange of contracts is basically just signing everything and saying that yes, we're going for this deal. We are accepting the house, we're accepting the mortgage
at the interest rate we were given.
Yes.
And it's also to say the bank can pay and we are ready to pay. So exchange of contract means everybody is ready. We've accepted everything, let's drop the money.
Exactly.
So
and before the exchange of contract, actually, you do need to send your deposits to the lawyer. And the lawyer will hold it for you till the exchange of contract
is ready.
Yes.
Yeah. So everything you do money wise is through your lawyer. So we transferred the deposit we had to our lawyers, and then once we're clear with all the checks and we told them yes, we're happy to proceed, then the lawyer will pay the estate developer. The bank will also pay the estate developer. Then our lawyer will now tell us yes, everybody have paid. The house is now for you. So at that point you get excited because the house is officially yours. Like they'll do the deed. Deed handover. So meaning handing the deed of the property to your name and everything. They'll do that, and then the house is officially yours. And after that, it's just one step left. completion dates. So at that point, the estate developer will now tell you when the estimated completion date is. Completion date means the day when the house is ready for you to move in.
Yeah.
Because even after they finish building, it's not ready immediately. There's something called warranty, NHBC checks. This for new house, which is new homes, something warranty something. Anyway, I'll put it on the screen.
They need to ensure that the developers have done their job well.
That they've done everything they're supposed to do, that the house is conducive for living, that the environments are clean, everything. So once they do that check, then the estate developers will let you know the exact completion date. So they told us the completion date, I think, was 2nd of December.
Yeah.
And that was it. So on that day, you go, you collect your keys, and the house is yours, and you're happy to move in whenever you want to.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's the process, bro. It's a lot. And there's something to mention here is that we got a lot of incentives from our housing developers. Like, we got a lot of things that would have paid for. We also got free money from them, which I am going to detail in the video about, like, the detailed cost of us purchasing our first home in the UK. All right, let me know if you found this video helpful. Make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, subscribe so you'll be notified when I post the next video. Do you have anything else to say?
No, if you're planning to buy a house in the UK, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. All right, guys, till next time.
All right, till next time.
Bye.